Planet, what's good? Today, let's discuss the term schema as it relates to psychology. A schema describes a pattern of thoughts that organizes information into categories. In layman's terms, think of it as a mental representation that allows us to put our knowledge into groups, which in essence helps us to simplify the world and our interactions therein. So, we use schemas to learn and think more quickly. Basically, schemas are mental shortcuts. Now, schemas do have both positive and negative implications. On the positive side, we can make quick decisions, spend less time analyzing and processing information. Also, we can react to dangerous situations quickly. You see something big and hairy running out of the woods, you know to run, right? On the negative side, we can begin to fall into harsh generalizations and small minded stereotypes. All people from here act like this. All people in these groups do this, when that's not always the case. Next, there's four types of schemas. You have the person schema, which focuses on specific individuals. For instance, you see somebody in a tailored, flashy three-piece suit, you might automatically assume, associate that with power, money, status. You might also associate it with outgoing personality, socially aggressive, and so on. Now, on a social schema, this includes knowledge about how to behave in certain social situations. For instance, if you're conversing with your parents as opposed to your romantic partner, as opposed to close friends, as opposed to coworkers, you might interact with those people in different ways. It might include the amount of explicit, derogatory, or sexually charged language you use amongst each one of those groups. Next, we have the self schema, which focuses on the knowledge you have about yourself. And this might even include how you view yourself in the future. 10 years from now, you might see yourself as a socialite, a person that hangs out with elite groups, socializes in parties with the high end of society. Now, you might associate a socialite with fancy cars, nice clothes, perfect teeth, well read, so you can converse about a bunch of different things, right? Then you would need the steps to get all of those things so you can become a socialite. Lastly, we have event schemas, which focuses on behaviors that one should follow in certain events. This is pretty simple. Like you're gonna act different at a business dinner than you would at a pool party. You're gonna wear more clothes. You're gonna have a firmer handshake. You're gonna be a bit more professional, right? So there's schemas for everything to help us navigate the world. And how do schemas affect us? Well, they impact how quick we learn. And if something is outside of a schema, we have to readjust to that. They help us simplify the world. Like we don't have to spend too much time thinking about everything. They allow us to think quickly, and this is beneficial in dangerous situations. Um, it also helps us to manage difficult situations. We can cut down on the amount of information, and we can be more decisive, right? There's a couple ways to overcome schemas that's been, implanted in our mind and that we just grew up on. Number one is assimilation, and number two is accommodation. But those are different videos. Assimilation deals with new information being incorporated into pre-existing schemas. Basically, you'll get some more information and you attach that to your schema and it just becomes broader. Now, in accommodation, you might have to alter a schema or learn new schemas because you're presented with contradicting information. So I hope you know more about schemas now. I hope you understand them better. Have a good one.